So the hashtag he ain't from here is trending on Twitter right now because JD Vance wrote a book about Appalachians saying we're all lazy, we're all dumb, and a lot of us are drug addicts. I just need you guys to go read all of them because they're hilarious. But while I'm out here picking my string beans, I figured I would tell the people that are not from Appalachia that saying he ain't from here is an insult. It means that somebody is acting up, they're acting a fool. You're not going to be responsible for them because their behavior is not very culturally appropriate for the area. And you are essentially apologizing to everyone. But as someone who has lived in Appalachia her entire life and has had family in Appalachia for at least 13 generations, I want to add a few. So JD Vance has never gotten shocked by an electric fence because his cousin was supposed to hold it down with a stick and the stick broke. And Brittany, I remember that. JD Vance has never gotten flogged by a rooster, and that rooster made his grandmother so mad they had it for dinner that night. JD Vance never learned the hard way not to name your feeder animals. Rest in peace, Mr. Pig. JD Vance never drove 30 minutes into the woods, well out of cell phone reception area, to drink moonshine and set off illegal fireworks. I planted way too many beans, guys. JD Vance probably doesn't even save his seeds, even though he already has a ton, because you never know what will happen next year. You could actually need like 500 pepper seeds. JD Vance has probably never gotten stung by a bee, and then his grandma chewed up some plant off the ground, it was plantain, and then spit it on the sting, and it worked. And I know we're all doing fun things, little goofy things, but JD Vance has never had to worry about keeping enough food to get you through a couple weeks in the winter because the power grid is pretty unstable and the roads don't get cleared off real well, and one big snowstorm could mean that you're stuck in the house with really only your neighbors to help you survive for 2-3 weeks. JD Vance has never had to worry about hiding his natural accent in a professional and educational environment because the Appalachian accent is seen as unprofessional and dumb. JD Vance has never had to walk the only black students in the school to the principal's office because somebody threatened to lynch them at lunch and probably meant it. But that's okay because JD Vance also didn't learn how to be self-reliant. He didn't learn how to grow his own food. He didn't learn how to can and dehydrate his own food. He didn't learn how to sew. He didn't learn how to hunt. He didn't learn how to identify weeds and use them as medicine because that's all of what some people have. They don't have the money to go buy pharmaceuticals. They have to use herbs. He didn't learn that Appalachians have some of the best problem-solving, critical thinking skills I've ever seen. And they will absolutely give you the shirt off their back if you need one. Now don't get it wrong, we're not upset that JD Vance said he's an Appalachian. We're actually like a really open culture. We think that Appalachia is for everybody, but don't say you're an Appalachian and then come call us dumb, lazy drug addicts. Because you don't know Appalachia at all.